I was watching YouTubes and doing the painting, initially. So when I went for the class, the feel is completely different. The teacher taught me like to use the fingers and do the magic. Oh my
Mm.
God, that you know you won't believe like I was using the picking the colors and doing
Yeah,
the clouds and everything.
yeah.
Then I didn't realize how the time went. Like it was like for 2 hours, and
Mm.
after that, I could feel the pain, like over here in the shoulder. But then the point what I'm trying to make is
Uh,
anything that you do, and
uh,
if you don't feel the time, it means like you have to keep doing that
yeah.
work. That's what the bottom line is. So I felt very happy when I used because we always use the mouse to design or to pick the color, and that feel.
Yeah, well, I find as well with protein, I think in the fitness sector, it's greatly exaggerated and overly prioritized. It's more a case of just ensuring you get a very balanced diet and get enough fiber, get enough iron. You're more likely to be nutrient deficient in iron and fiber than you are protein. Protein is so widely abundant that you're not going to have a protein deficiency. So I think people are asking the wrong question when they ask about, like, the first question they ask is, where do you get your protein? I don't think should be the go-to question when transitioning into a vegan diet. Yeah, everyone talks about B12, but it's one of the most common deficiencies there is, right? It's a tough nutrient vitamin to get naturally.
Totally.
For
Yeah.
everybody. It's not
Yeah.
just exclusive to vegans.
When you eat well, you get protein and enough protein. Like, just be conscious
Yeah.
about what you're eating, and then the supplements they're just supplements,
Yeah, exactly. They can give you the competitive edge, but they're not going to get you over the finish line. I think that's why protein powder has been so popularized, because there's so much money in it. It's fantastic, and it does help people get their extra protein, and if they want to stay extra lean and they're cutting calories or whatever, and they need to get the protein in. But it's not absolutely essential.
It's not healthy for health-wise. It's not healthy in many ways to have 7 people in one room or in a house with 20 to 24 people or whatever to use the 2 bathrooms and facilities,
So the more people get educated, the more people will be there to fight against whatever the government's trying to force on us,
Yeah.
So that's important. All the manifests, like street manifests and things like that, to protest. It's kind of a way to show to the system, to the government, like, you can't do it the way you want. And how do you like Mano Brown? Like, as a Irish person, how do you listen to it? How do you get connected to to the music?
Like, the thing is that I was watching the documentary on Hashanai's MCs, and
Right.
the story of how they started, how they came from the favelas, the way that the policia treat people of darker skin color in Brazil, really kind of resonated with what I talk about for years, because most of my inspirations are like Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, the Black Panther movement in North America. And I was listening to him talking about the favelas and how people are treated and how the inequality is in Brazil, and it really resonated. And then I started listening to his album, a few of the albums that he done, and I was like, holy. And the thing is that the same with the Nazi regime. When the Nazi regime were telling people about, this and that, he came in and kind of poisoned the young minds and got them to join the Nazi regime through the way people were being treated, And I feel like it's the same way it's being constructed by the political and government figures. And it's not nice in society, and it's not nice to the people, because the way we were treated throughout generations and generations, See, the thing is obviously, there's a lot of problems within the systems. Obviously, every country has its faults when it comes to things. Not everything runs smoothly and perfectly. But the protest was really good, because it always feels like that the likes of Brazilians and all kind of standing up for themselves and not being heard. And now the country has people standing up for themselves. And they were asking, oh, what happened to the Brazilian guy? And unfortunately, he lost his leg, and now he's going back to Brazil with a different perspective coming out of Ireland.
We're big indie fans, like which is funny because people talk about like horror, sci-fi, and action and comedy. Indie has sort of like become its own little circle and little community of work. Since moving out west, we've sort of found this like indie horror community that's like in the US, but it's also pretty much like in Europe as well, and it seems like it's a lot of people that are just trying to make low budget horror films.
There's a lot of indie horror everywhere, because that's kind of like a film you can make cheap and also but good. It's like a well written. I met Lee Cronin during the summer.
Right.
He started as an indie horror filmmaker here, and then he just directed the new Evil Dead movie last year. He started out as indie, so if you have a good indie movie and it hits, you do get offers from the studios. I can tell you that, and I'm being 100% honest, because this is the one book of the Bible that has the anti-gay stuff that these anti-gay people quote, right? A man shall not lie with another man. In this same Leviticus, it says if your daughter disobeys you, you're allowed to sell her into slavery. And it also says in Leviticus, if your neighbors worship a different god, it's okay to kill them. Right? This is Leviticus. And Leviticus is in Christianity, Judaism, and the Muslim religion. All three of those crazy religions actually have Leviticus, and this is a cornerstone. And how can you have this insane book it's fucked up, like it's talking about it's okay to kill and murder and shit,